To you the very first episode of Career and Trainings right here on Afia TV. Career and Trainings is that show that inspires young people and also encourages them to choose a career, making informed decisions based on the information and discussions that we have here. We bring experts from different fields to showcase their trade and also educate them on what's obtainable out there in the field. I am Ifeoma Okoye, and it's a wonderful time to be on Afia TV. On the show today, I have the amazing Ifeoma Stella Okoye, of course, the creative director at STM Creative Limited. And she is an event planner, well renowned right here in the city of Enugu. And she's not just an event planner, she's an exceptional one and has been training other people in this particular business of event planner. We will be going into her mind to know how she started and exactly what makes her tick and why she has also taken out time to train people in Enugu and beyond in this particular career of event planning. Hi, Ify. Welcome to the show. Good to have you.
Hello. Good afternoon, Ifeoma.
Yes, my namesake.
Thank you guys for having me. Amazing set.
How you doing?
Thank you very much.
All right. Just before we go into your story, having you share your story and, of course, the information you have on event planning. Today, we're looking at event planning made easy. We have some career tips. Let's have our career tips right now. Everything starts as an idea. Action brings it to life. Everything starts as an idea. Action brings it to life. I would like to know your thoughts on that.
Well, my thoughts, isn't it obvious? It's like saying biblically, faith without works is dead.
Okay.
So, everything creative is passion. That's with a passion. What do you do with this raw passion? You have to
ideas
nurture.
come to you,
Idea comes.
and if you don't do something about it,
it's docile.
Nothing happens.
It cannot
now,
grow.
let's go into the discussion proper and, have some insights on your career. Now, have you had ideas that you had to bring to life?
Definitely, yes. Yes, as a creative, ideas come to you. The whole thing starts with the need and the passion of what you want to do. And then you're flooded with ideas, but then you have to act on it. We've had several ideas, several projects. Of course, that bettered the training. It was an idea, so we had to nurture it, the academy. In every day, your events, your arts, everything you see, what makes you stand out are the things they form from ideas.
All right.
That's how they start.
Now, why event planning for you, and then what makes it tick for you? Why did you choose that as a career, and how did it all start?
As a career, to be honest, I do a lot of things.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer. I teach, do makeup. Events is an organizational skill. First of all, you have to have it in you to be an organizer. Be creative, be an organizer, and that has always been in me. It was a passion, and then the need to see, okay, I have this, I'm very detailed, what do we do with this raw thing? And it started with doing things for friends, doing things for family, and you then realize this can actually be a business. You can actually make money off it. So it started rough, it wasn't something that was understood. But then you have to push because you believe in what you're passionate about. And what made it tick was because it's very gratifying and it's experiential. Every event is experiential. It's not the same. So it's exciting and you get gratification because, number one, it's not just about its value. The value is financial value. It's the fact that you give the client value and there's worth. It's the fact that you have the bragging rights. It's a lot of things, so that pushes you, that makes it take the experience. and watching what you do for people in their lives.
Watching what you do, the organization
how-
come to life, and
Exactly.
if
How it
it's
comes
weddings,
together.
for instance, now it's colorful, beautiful, and quite exciting. So, what are the basics of event planning? What every event planner must know, and if you want to go into this career, this is what you should be looking at.
People often say that you don't know how unless you know why. So it's always a motto for me. You have to know, for you to know how to do something, you have to know why you're doing it in the first place. So the basics, number one, you have to want to do it, because those are the things that will keep you going at the end of the day. You have to want to do it. You then have to get the skill, get the training, professionalism, structure. Those are the key one-to-ones. Then when it comes to actual events execution, the first thing is to know the aim and objective of that event. That's like the 1+1. You have a client, why do they want to have this event? What is their aim? What do they want to achieve? If you don't get that right from the get-go, there will be no client satisfaction, because you will be busy satisfying other things that are not the key. So you need to know the key. So that is the basis of every project, is to know what do they want? What is it for them? In four things, what is priority? Is it that they want ambience to be more priority than food? What is most important? So if you get that, it kind of runs easy. But as a business, first of all, passion, secondly, skill, professionalism, and structure.
All right, so let's talk about skill. What are the skills that make a good event planner?
Skills, first of all, it has a lot to do with emotion. Being able to be a people's person, you have to be able to manage. You're a manager. You're managing people's money, you're managing people's emotions, you're managing people's everything. So, and other resources as well. You're managing the space, you're managing vendors. So, what you need is to be able to be a human resource person. You should be able to manage people. You should be able to be a detailed person. Like that's like the one, the how do you put it, the ABCD. You have to have eye for detail. You have to have the spirit of calmness, like how a solution person. You have to think on your feet. Those are key things you have to be able to have skill-wise. And then skill-wise, there's a lot of technical things you need to know. You have to, event planning is broad. It's not just, you're doing decor or you're doing this. You have to know everything. You have to know decor. You have to know the things about catering. Because you're not in yourself providing that service. But for you to be able to see an expert and recognize that, you have to know that. So it's like a planner is like
DJs, sound,
you have to know all that.
Photography,
exactly.
videography.
You have to have an eye for all those things. You need to know what is what and what magnifies things. Because a client is hiring you because you are the expert in the knowledge. So you have to then know not just a little, most about every single thing. That's just the thing.
Wow, there's so much to explore in this particular career. Now, what would you say is a good event or, a successful event?
I would always say that there's no perfect event. There is no perfect event. A successful event is an event that flows without the guests noticing all the things that went wrong. Things will go wrong, but you may be the only person that notices it with the client. A few backstage people know that there are hitches here and there, but the minute guests notice that
things
there
are going
gaps,
wrong. Okay.
It is
not to go. All right, so coming to that, you run an academy.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been training event planners for how many years now?
Well, about 5.
Okay.
5, yeah. And I would say it started informally. First of all, I just love to teach. I also teach event management in higher institution. And so I love to teach. So it started something a little bit informal, but Over the last 2 years, we then made it a formal academy, and it's been good.
All right. It's quite interesting. And if you're watching us, this is Career and Trainings right here on Afia TV. We'll go on a break. And just before we round off the show, of course, we have a book recommendation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, our book recommendation for today is Starting and Growing a Successful Business by George Emetuche. And that is one book you would want to really read. It's quite insightful. In that particular book, he shares how you can actually stay consistent and work for other people, do other things, raising capital for the end goal, which is your business. And there's so many sites there, but we will leave it at that for today. Pick up that book, Starting and Growing a Successful Business by George Emetuche. All right, and this is, of course, where we are going to end the show. We want to say thank you, Ify. We've had an interesting discussion with her, Ifeoma Stella Okoye of STM Magical Creations Limited. All right, what will be your concluding word today?
Well, my concluding word will be words: discover, nurture, and implement. My 3 words.
Discover, nurture, and implement. Wow, I am taking that too. I am taking that too. And that will be all for today's Career and Training. Keep a date with us again next week, Tuesday by 3:30 p.m. I am Ifeoma Ajumobi saying keep watching Afia TV on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17. Have a beautiful day.